In this video, we are covering something huge, and that is how to fix your entire sales process by fixing the first 2 minutes. What's going on, guys? My name's Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We are a mortgage marketing agency that helps mortgage brokers all over the country scale their business using online lead generation, automations, systems, and processes. And my goal with this video is to help you close more deals. So in this video, we are covering something huge, and that is how to fix your entire sales process by fixing the first 2 minutes. So over the last 8 years, I've personally done at least 2,500 one-on-one high-ticket sales consultations. We've closed well over $10 million in high-ticket sales. We have closed well over, I'd say, $1 billion in loan volume, helping our clients implement this into their system. So I'm going to take the tens of thousands of dollars that I spent on courses and coaches and mentors, the thousands of hours that I put into trial and error and just figuring this stuff out, and the hundreds of hours we've spent actually honing these things in. And I'm boiling it all down to a couple of basic things that you can implement into your sales process right now, today, to immediately start affecting your bottom line. Now, I will say, I have taken some of these concepts and things that we're going to discuss from other sales courses, and I've tried to dissect it and figure out, what is really important for not only for my sales process, but for my client's sales process. So things from, Jordan Belfort's straight line persuasion program, Alex Hormozi's sales advice, and, a ton of coaches and mentors that I've paid along the way. Like I said, I've boiled all of this information down to try and really dissect what the most important, not just concepts are, but what the most important tactical things that you can really start doing right away to start closing more deals. So being good at sales really boils down to being good at a couple specific behaviors that make up a good salesperson. And one of the biggest determinations of how well a call is going to go, or how likely it is that you're going to actually sell someone, happens within the first 2 minutes. You can apply this concept to anything. If you're scrolling on Netflix looking for a movie to watch, usually you'll watch a trailer. And if you're not, captured within the first 15 to 30 seconds, you're out of there, you're moving on to the next one. What we want to do in this video is we want to fix this part of the sale right here. This first 2 minutes is so crucial. So in this video, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it brief. My goal is to cover the 3 to 4 simple tactics to start implementing today. I'm going to show you some live examples of, what this looks like when we're making sales or we're doing sales calls, and then what it looks like for our mortgage clients when they're doing outreach or our setters are doing outreach for them, and how not only this template or this script, but these hacks can apply to, both types of calls, and you can apply it to any type of sale that you're in. All right, first one, kind of a pre-sale one, but a little ninja-like hack that I really like, and that's just right before you call them, especially with cold traffic or someone who maybe you're not, is not expecting you right at that time, or maybe it's an appointment that hasn't confirmed. Always text them your name a minute to 5 minutes before you call. Just say, hey, it's Nick. I'm going to be reaching out shortly. Talk to you soon. Because what happens is when you text them right before you call, most iPhones, and I believe even Androids, when you call, it might say, maybe Nick. Instead of being just a number that they don't recognize or they're ignoring, it'll say maybe Nick, and right away just increase the likelihood that, they know who's calling and that they're going to be able to answer the phone and chat with you. All right, number 2, and really the, first part of the sales process, once they actually answer the phone, is right away, we want to say their name in an excited, kind of familiar like manner. So we're going to say, my sales prospect is Jason. So as soon as Jason answers the phone, I texted him my name and said, hey, I'm calling you shortly. I call him. As soon as he answers the phone, Jason, how are you doing? This is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. And that, saying of the name, that's a how to win friends thing. That is something that everyone loves, the sound of their name. And when you say it like that and you say it excited right up front, it just kind of makes you more familiar, and it starts on a good fit. Number 2 of saying their name goes directly into number 3, which is that tonal inflection. So if you heard when I said it the first time, hey, Jason, this is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified, that tonal inflection If you don't take anything else away from this call, that tonal inflection is how you master the first 2 minutes of your call. Hey, it's Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We wanted to imply that you know who I am, right? Founder of Media Simplified. And it infers that they're supposed to not only know who's calling, but they're supposed to be expecting you. It's very subconscious. You'll notice in most calls, even if they don't know you, they'll pretend like they know who you are and, oh, how are you doing? Yeah, thanks for calling. They have no idea what you're calling about, but because you did it right and you inferred that they're supposed to know, they immediately, just assume that you know what you're talking about. A perfect example of this, I was thinking about this, is there's somebody online on Instagram. His name is Johnny Hamcheck. I'm sure a lot of you have seen him. And his whole page is based off of this, where he'll walk up to people and right away just start speaking to them like they're supposed to know who he is. And that it's like that, inferring that you're supposed to know who I am. He'll get into 15, 20-minute elaborate conversations that are complete nonsense because he was so strong about inferring right away that this person's supposed to know who I am. And they feel like, I am supposed to know who this person is and I should know. He's so convicted that I should know who he is. I should, obviously. This is the secret sauce of this video. That tonal inflection is everything. If you're doing it already, make sure your team's doing it, emphasize it harder, but that's something that a lot of people just need to be reminded of. Tonality is great, but you have to have the right tonality because, excited tonality as soon as you get on the phone can be off-putting to people. All right, so you followed all those steps and you have them on the phone now. So you texted them beforehand, you said their name, excited, you use the right tonality to infer they should know who's calling. And usually, if they're open to it, they'll continue talking. But a lot of times, especially when you're calling out of left field or you're calling someone who hasn't confirmed, they're going to do anything in their power to get off the phone as quickly as possible. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm super busy right now. Can you call me back in 15? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Actually, my son must have done that for me. Whatever the excuse is, a lot of people, I'd say 60% of people, when you catch them on the phone like that, are going to find some excuse as to why they can't talk right now and you need to call them back. And 99% of people, when they are presented with that, they just say, okay, great. Sounds good. I'll talk to you in 15 minutes. And they're never going to hear from that person again. This one is a big one. This is kind of a Tony Robbins thing that, I infused here. Pattern interruption. Pattern interruption / pushback. Once again, 99% of people are just going to accept it as it is. Oh yeah, no problem. You're busy. Sounds good. This person answered the phone. They're not that busy. They were free enough to answer the phone for someone that they didn't even know who it was. So instead of just accepting that, what we're going to do is a bit of pattern interruption and a little bit of pushback. And we're also going to use some straight line here with looping. So it all sounds complex, but it's very simple. So instead of, okay, great, sounds good. Sorry I bothered you. I'll call you in 15. You can say, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to call you and catch you at a bad time. Hey, listen, I totally understand you're busy right now, but what I have for you, I need literally 2 to 3 minutes of your time. I don't want to bother you again later. So if it's all right with you, do you mind if I just ask you a couple of quick questions about your scenario to see if we're the right fit? Like you are that upfront that, hey, man, I'm sorry. It's like a pattern interruption. Like you're not just going to say, sounds good. Like you're almost shocked by their answer. So right away, they're a little off put by the pattern interruption. And you acknowledge, hey, I totally get it. You're too busy right now. I don't want to take up any more of your time. This is a big one to master, the pattern interruption and the pushback. Once again, it's not just saying, no, I don't care what you have to say. It's acknowledging that I know you're busy. I know you're driving, but this is going to be super easy. And how does that sound? And now we have their attention. They're on the phone. So curtains raised, like it's showtime. So what we want to do to make sure we are setting the right tone for this entire call is what we call PPP. This is a Hormozy concept that I took straight from him. I might even slaughter it a little bit, but it is along the lines of proof, promise, and plan. So as soon as you get that acknowledgement that yes, they have 2 minutes and they're going to be able to chat, you're going to explain the proof, the promise, and the plan of the call. Doesn't have to be in that order, but hey, Jason, sounds great. I appreciate you giving me a quick 2 minutes. So the purpose of this call is to learn a little bit more about your situation. Obviously, I want to tell you more about what we can do, but I want to learn a little bit more about your situation to see how we can best help. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of people just like yourself get into homes, do refis. We're an expert in VA. And, I just helped another Jason yesterday close on his home. And I would love to kind of share my knowledge with you and see what we need to do to get you the same result. The proof, I've done this for 10 years. I've done this with thousands of other people. The promise, and Jason, what I can tell you is even if, we don't end up working together, I can promise that, after this call, you're going to be a lot more knowledgeable about the steps that you need to take to get a pre-approval and eventually buy that home. So they have an idea of how this call is going to go. Now, this also gives you the reins. It's not just a question and answer. It gives you the reins to actually dictate the call. So that's how we're able to stay on this straight line by telling them, hey, here's the plan, the straight line. This is the plan. This is what we're going to be doing on this call. So you lay that out here. And that way, if they ever, get on question tangents and they start taking you off the straight line, you can just say, hey, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to make sure all of that's covered, and you roll straight back into the straight line. Once we've done that, we've laid out the proof, promise, and plan. It moves on to the qualifying questions. And these need to be good questions. Like this can make or break the call as well. You've done all this work to get there, to get someone who didn't really feel like talking with you. Now they're interested in chatting with you. You have them on the phone. We need to make sure we have good questions in place. So the questions should pretty much be along the lines of, where are you? What's the scenario? Are you looking to purchase? Are you looking to refi? Or are you just looking to get pre-approved? Like, where are you at right now in this process? Where are you looking to go? So what's the goal? Then the third one is, what are you doing to get there? Now, these are kind of higher level questions. The questions you're going to ask are going to be more specific. So you're not just going to ask, where are you? You're going to say, okay, so, where are you at? You looking to purchase? Okay, you're looking to purchase. So just so I understand kind of where you're at in that process, like what is your credit score? What is your income? Where are you wanting to go from this? Like, you're at a purchase right now. Are you looking to make this forever home? Are you looking to, build equity? Like what's the goal? And what are you doing to get there? So, right now you said you're, just looking around. The goal is to get pre-approved for your forever home. What are you doing to take those steps? And the last one here, what are you doing to get there, is going to give you an idea of how close this person is. These three questions, disguised in more specific ways, are going to allow you to qualify this person and figure out if they can, afford, or what the process might need to be for them, where they really want to go, which reminds them, like why they're on the phone with you. They're on the phone with you right now because they want to buy a home and become a homeowner, and what they're doing to get there, which you become this authority of the person that can help them get there and kind of help them start taking action. We're going to show you a couple of live examples of how tonality and how the setup can get someone has no interest in talking with you, had no interest in, taking your call, and get that person to someone who's actually interested in your service, and, make it so that you're getting a lot more juice, squeezing a lot more juice out of everything that you have at hand, because it could be that, your close rate could be 10x higher if you were just doing these simple things. We haven't spoken with these people since, early September. So it's been months since they've heard from us. And really all we had was a light text conversation. We've gotten no response since then. I went ahead and just called yesterday to see if we could line up a conversation.
This is Wendy.
Wendy, how are you doing? This is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified.
Perfect example right there. So excited, saying the name up front. The inflection, saying the name at the very end, and just listen to how distinct it is.
This is Wendy Bynum.
Wendy, how are you doing? This is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm reaching out because we were chatting back and forth a little bit in regards to our loan launch program, where we guarantee mortgage brokers more closed loans like yourself.
And you can see right away, she never even questions it, probably has no idea really who I am, but rolls right with it.
I totally appreciate you reaching out again. I've just got a lot going on right now. I kind of
immediately tries to kind of shut it down. She answered the phone, but tries to shut it down right away.
Try to express that to you. I really feel like if we can connect towards the beginning of next year, and I know that sounds odd, but I'm in a house. I'm actually potentially going to consider switching companies. So there's just a lot changing. And I'd really rather be in a much better place to launch something as pivotal as that.
I totally respect that, Wendy. I appreciate the transparency, and I know right now I just seem like some random guy calling from the internet. So
a little bit of pushback, pattern interrupt. Also, I understand where you're at, but we go right back into it.
I appreciate you.
No, I totally appreciated the time that you shared with me, and I did watch the videos that you had sent.
So you can see this is someone who, trying to get off the call right away, but the call continued on. But once again, it's really that first 30 seconds that, we could have gotten off multiple times already, but we were able to continue on, and she let us know, even though she's not ready right this second, she wanted us to follow up in the future. All right, so I hope those live examples were helpful. Just to recap, the whole goal of this video is to help you fix the first 2 minutes of your call. If you do these simple hacks and you master that first 2 minutes of your call, I can guarantee you are going to start closing more deals. So if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Every bit of support helps. My name's Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We will see you on the next one.